Okay, let's go. So on the front page, SOE's governance CEO board positions to go public. So this is an attempt by by SIGA, which is a State Interest and Governance Authority, trying to make the appointment to these public institutions more transparent and more competitive. Well, let's see how that goes, because they said they're going to open it up. And so, under the proposed framework, interested persons will be required to apply for advertised positions, after which those shortlisted will be presented to the president to pick his choices. And for me, that then goes back to, okay, if the president is still going to pick his choices, we may end up with people who, I don't know how that works with the attempt to turn things around and make things a little different. We go to page 5. Gunmen kill 36 villagers in Nigeria. Morocco rejects Algeria's reasons for severing ties. And first Afghan evacuees arrive in Uganda. When I saw the story, I thought, oh, okay, so Uganda has evacuated its nationals from Afghanistan.
No?
But no, it turns out that it was an American evacuation. They are just transiting
through Uganda.
They're just transiting Uganda, so they'll leave Uganda and go. So
it should have said first Afghan evacuees transit through Uganda. Like arrive in Uganda is just a little misleading, though.
Well, yeah. Okay, 5 dead in gun battle near French embassy in Tanzania. Right, move on to WHO calls for 2-month vaccine booster moratorium. So, you know, a number of the developed countries have vaccinated a significant number of their people, and now they're looking at having a booster jab. And the WHO is saying, oh, please hold on for about 2 months, because there are countries like Ghana and many places in Africa where
they haven't gotten...
Yeah, they haven't even vaccinated by 1% of their population. So it's quite worrisome that we're looking at others wanting to get booster jabs. Give us those booster jabs. Let's vaccinate so that the world can, you know, be a better place for all of us.
Yeah.
And then Western nations race to complete evacuation from Afghanistan. Right, and let's go to page 16, an Abessim murder. So the victim's body parts exhumed. That's the story here, and it has a photograph of the suspect, Richard Appiah, in the. And so the police have exhumed the intestines of one of the Abessim murder victims from a cocoa farm. The intestines were exhumed last Tuesday after police investigators had discovered that Richard Appiah, the man arrested in connection with the murder of 3 children at Abessim in the Bono region, had buried them in the cocoa farm in the town. And then he said the acting director general of public affairs, directorate of the Ghana Police Service, ACP Kwesi Ofori, he said 2 machetes with blood stains on them had also been retrieved, saying it was believed that they were used by Appiah to commit the crimes. I'm wondering why he went to bury the intestines, though. This whole thing is bizarre. But yes, we'll be having a conversation about it, because we're trying to understand why these crimes are occurring and what could be the motive. We'll be speaking with a psychologist who would attempt to get into the minds of these criminals and suspects, and trying to get to understand what is happening. And then police begin prosecution. Camera captures 252 offenders. So we're talking about the
traffic cams.
Yeah, the traffic cams that the police says is going to be using to prosecute people who violate traffic regulations.
Again, this is my thing. When they take pictures of these cars,
yes,
right? Do they have the systems and the networks to be able to trace the owners?
They said they would resort to the DVLA. So they would take those details to the DVLA for the DVLA to provide the details of them.
What's details that they have?
Yeah, they have. Yeah. Oh, well, when you register a vehicle,
I mean, so they'll have like car owner details,
your phone number, your email address, and all that.
As the car owner to.
So they'll reach out to you.
Okay.
Your vehicle has been involved in. We've caught it here. You're needed. You're supposed to show up in court.
And if I don't, do you know
answer.
where I live?
Well, it would mean I don't know what details the plan is,
okay,
but then I would want to believe that the DVLA or the police can blacklist can flag your vehicle so that
So
when
that
you
when
have
you
to
come
go,
back.
yeah,
Okay, that's a good
to renew your roadworthy.
You'll have issues because
You'd have
it will
issues,
be flagged.
yeah.
If the system would
Yeah.
work. Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good. That sounds
Yeah.
good. Okay.
So please be a lot more careful when you're out there on the road and speeding and all of that, because you could get yourself
I
in
look
trouble
forward to
with
the
the law.
days when we have speeding tickets and stuff like that.
I also look forward to that.
Yeah.
I think we need to do a lot more of the spot fine, system.
That's still being looked at,
Just
isn't it?
find
Hasn't
them and
been
then let them
implemented
go
yet.
away.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 NDC MPs lodged complaint with CHRAG, and 2 National Democratic Congress members of Parliament have petitioned the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, CHRAG, to investigate the 7 deaths and 8 injuries that occurred during the 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections. So Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa and Emmanuel Kofi Boa. We're having 2 MPs join us. We would put that to them as well to get their take on it. And then have faith in government. Kwadaso MP urges youth. So Dr. Kingsley Nyako essentially saying that, the youth that are putting pressure on government. They say, we want jobs and all of that. Just hold on. Government is on course to develop and transform the economy. And, when I hear stuff like that, it's like deja vu. Like 8 years ago, we had the same rhetoric that I recall it was ex-president, the late ex-president Rawlings, who was saying that the Ghanaian economy is about to take off. This was like 28 years ago. Yeah.
It's a long runway.
Yeah.
Still, yeah.
We're taxiing.
Still, yes, please.
All right, so let's move on to page 20. And page 20 has the story, the Pukwasi expedition that you embarked on yesterday. And it turned out that, we didn't get, but so that's the story. Pukwasi interchange chop bar operators arrested. So a 60-year-old man and his daughter have been arrested for allegedly operating an eatery, locally known as chop bar, on a pavement of the newly constructed Pukwasi interchange. Kwame Ado, the operator of the chop bar, and Comfort Dati, 32, his daughter, were picked up yesterday. They were arrested after a video showing a man pounding fufu, a local dish made with cassava and plantain, had gone viral. And so yes, you went out there.
I went there in the morning, and the pavement was empty. So what it is that you see that spot of pavement is not like the long, like thinnish pavement.
Okay.
It's under the interchange, and it's a nice square area.
Oh, wow.
It's ripe. It's ripe for activity because it's perfect. So I can imagine how, at night, and of course during the day they don't come.
All right.
And there are lots of AMA
officials.
That's the word. Officials there, and the police and stuff directing churches. But it's this big, nice, and apparently, they would go there, nice set up, really nicely.
I mean, I could see if you can get us the video.
And I think what kills everybody is the fact that they are pounding the food there, like right under the interchange, like it's freshly made.
We'll try and get you the video. The video was taken at night, actually.
Yeah, they come at night.
Then we'll see. You may not see it as vividly as anyone is trying to explain. But yeah, let's move on. So then we go to page 26, where Uponi trial, Attorney General fights prohibition of Justice Onyenuga. So, in the trial of the former Cocoa Board chief executive, the lawyers fought for one of the judges to be taken off, Justice Onyenuga to recuse himself. But then the Attorney General is trying to get that decision reversed. And GIMPA introduces new master's program in development communication. It says what makes these new programs unique are the inbuilt mechanisms of social media, analytics, innovations, research, and hands-on applications, according to a release put out by GIMPA. And then we go to page 34. SME's key to digital economy. That's a Bank of Ghana governor. And Yara Ghana commits to high standards, addressing infrastructure challenges in mining communities. That's the Mine Workers Union saying that. Nuclear power, key to electricity tariff reduction. That's NPI saying that, and it's very true. I believe very much strongly that it's going to help to bring our tariffs down. And 39, on page 39, creative industry needs overhaul. That's Mark Okreku maintain. The makeup no longer for dropouts. I agree.
Okay,
Long cease being one for dropouts. Chieftaincy disputes. A Kofi Asam chiefs residents call for intervention. EP Church gets new assembly clerk. And process to review CSR Act begins. And follow safety precautions. Fire service advises shop owners. And there's a demonstration on how to put out fires. And Car Powership wins mentorship award, and it has a photograph of Miss Sandra Markwe, communication specialist at Car Powership Ghana, receiving that award. And in sports, Techi presents Olympic medal to GMPC. Okay. And GFA DDP signed branding agreement for league. And on the back page, solving yearly dam spillage flooding, 7 communities to be resettled. And Zoom Lion launches greening beautification of Ashanti. Okay, so I'm done. And
6. What time did you take
30,
over?
34.
Oh wow. Okay. 12
no, but
minutes.
we had interactions.
Nah, fam. Nah. Anyways, on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, Ghana, home of business investments in Africa, precedents to German investors. Attorney General goes to the Supreme Court seeking review of decision on Opuni. 2 NDC MPs petition CHRAG over killings during 2020 general elections. Okay, well, self-styled businessman gets 5 years for defrauding banker of 28,000 Ghana cedis. That's on page 3 of the Ghanaian Times. On page 4, we're taking steps to have 23.9 million Ghana cedi fertilizer debt write-off approved by Parliament, and that's the CEO, Mr. Joseph Boahin Edu of Cocoa Board. That's on page 4. UN alarmed by influx of Eritrean troops to Tigray. Oh gosh, that's happening. Okay, Somalia is bracing for the polls amid uncertainty over stability and cohesion. Algeria cuts diplomatic relations with Morocco. Okay, landslides kill 15 in western Venezuela, 80,000 Afghans evacuated. So it's unlikely that the deadline to evacuate people from Afghanistan will be extended beyond August 31. Ben Wallace, the defense secretary, he told BBC Breakfast in the UK that they would like more time. But Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid said he didn't think the deadline would be extended. The US is being pressed by other countries to delay its withdrawal of troops. God, I can imagine if you're like an army wife right now, or like you have your husband or your wife or your family member is in Afghanistan now, as serving as. That would be so difficult. That would be so difficult.
But if that person happens to be in the U.S. Army, they're more protected. I think they're a lot safer.
Yeah.
Than anybody else.
Yeah, no, definitely.
They are more like in a cocoon.
Yeah.
And the government is negotiating with the Taliban.
Yeah.
So
but still, I mean, the anxiety, there would be so much. I mean, even if you were there,
the challenge has to do with people who have worked with the U.S. Embassy as interpreters and sometimes cleaners and the rest. The Taliban seized such people as people who,
were sleeping with the enemy, as it were. Yeah.
And so that makes their case
a bit. Yeah. Well, the U.S. report on COVID-19 origins is unconclusive. So a U.S. intelligence report requested by President Biden into the origins of the coronavirus pandemic is inconclusive, U.S. media reports say. Agencies are reportedly divided on whether the virus, first seen in China, was a result of a natural spillover from animals to humans or was caused by a laboratory accident. But it's inconclusive, so no answers there. Okay, Kaka's family wants justice to prevail appeals to the national chief imam to intervene. That's on page 7. Ghana commends leadership of the Methodist Church. A life of self-discipline. That's on page 8. Okay. If you want to get more discipline, definitely read that. Let's move on to page 12. Appoint persons with competence and integrity as head of institutions. This is the chairman of Internal Audit Agency, Joseph Winful, speaking. Mahama has also been speaking. NDC maintained level heads for peace and unity of nation in election 2020. Moving on, center spread. That story about President Akufo-Addo and the Germans telling them that that Ghana is the home of business investment in Africa. President Akufo-Addo seems to be really enjoying himself in Germany. Do you want to just come home now, please? I think you've been gone for much too long. We need to play that song for him. We'll deal with misguided separatists in Volta, OT regions, and suspend the automatic adjustment of fuel prices the TUC have said to government. Okay, let's move on. Okay, page 24. Santeo and Ajay-Kojo residents demonstrate against poor roads. UK government offers 21 Ghanaians Chevening scholarship. Well, that's really nice. Peasant farmers, GAFAP, threaten demo to demand government support. Ghana needs $522 billion actually to meet SDGs. Wow. So the government will need $522 billion to fully meet the country's sustainable development goals by 2030. This means that Ghana will need about $52 billion every year to implement the SDGs 17 set of goals adopted by world leaders in September 2015. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. Anyways, okay, let's do some sports. Champions League draw today. So the draw for this year's UEFA Champions League will take place today in Istanbul, with defending champions Chelsea among the teams waiting to find out who they will face in the group stage. Serena Williams pulls out of the US Open. So she has pulled out of next week's US Open. She posted on social media and said that she needed time to allow her body to heal completely from a torn hamstring. So she is joining men's champion Dominic Thiem, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, who have all pulled out of the US Open this year. It's happening in New York and it begins on August 30th. So, okay, Mbappe. Well, Real Madrid are making a £137 million bid for Mbappe. Oh, that should be interesting. They want to take him from Paris Saint-Germain. I'm sure he's looking forward to playing with Messi, though, so I don't know how he would feel about, being taken away. Kane to stay at Tottenham. That's okay. On the back page, Bagwe Dam spillage. The Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana in White Volta Basin are set to evacuate ahead of that. 800 children registered for HIS at Obleman Opa. That's it for the Ghanaian Times. But great stuff. Okay, so we have that fufu pounding video ready for you. The fufu pounding that was happening underneath the newly built Pokwase interchange. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so that's the video. Okay.
Okay, so this is not even where I saw.
Oh, okay.
Because this is literally by the pavement.
Yeah. Right there on the pavement.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not just them, but there are other, hawkers or traders over there. Right.
And then notice that on the left, there's like a dining table set up there.
Yeah.
There are 2 benches and the table. And then there's different soups. So there's granite soup, light soup, green soup.
Really?
Yeah.
With intestine.
Dry fish with intestine, dry fish soup, And then in the plastic bowl, they have the beans, the eggs. People eat fufu with boiled eggs. Boiled eggs, there's the okra, the ginger, that's the liver that they've yammed. All of that is in there. So, set up completely and ready for business.
Be able to describe it so well.
Yeah, because I eat fufu a lot. The thing, though, is I wish that sometimes Ghanaians will take this level of ingenuity and all of that and then just take it up, the next level.
To developing a COVID vaccine.
Wow. Wow. Actually, this fufu, wow.
You feel like wanting to.
I mean, the guy is really pounding, Charlie. Yeah. And there's a woman kind of fufu there. Like, yeah, she did.
Okay.
Are they selling shoes next to the fufu? They're selling shoes next to the fufu.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, sorry. I was just really excited.
Let's go to the Business Finder. On the front page, 25.4 million cedis stolen from financial institutions in 2020. That's according to a fraud report put together by the Bank of Ghana. So the total value of reported fraud cases by financial institutions for 2020 amounted to approximately 1.09 billion cedis, and it represents a 773.6% increase in reported fraud cases. If you go into the story, apparently a lot of it was done in connivance with the staff of the banks, of the reporting institutions. So the criminals succeeded in stealing 25.4 million cedis compared to the 33.4 million stolen in 2019. They talk about the types of fraud. The types of fraud cases include suppression of accounts, fraudulent withdrawals, ATM POS, forgery, manipulation of documentation, e-money fraud, cyber email fraud, mending, credit fraud. By the report, the entire report is here in the Finder, so you can get that. So 56% of the reported fraud cases involve staff. That is worrying. So internal, there's some collusion going on in them. Okay, and then we have on page 4, Ghana can still borrow from us. That's the IMF saying. And then the Business Finder has an opinion piece that says, use borrowing opportunity cautiously. And then, will desilt black and white voter to mitigate floods? And the Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Uswe Free Kutu, has stated that the Ministry's intention to desilt the black and white voter in a bid to mitigate the effect of the opening of the Bagri Dam on farmers in the 5 regions of the north. He also gave government's commitment to the construction of the $1 billion Pualugu Dam as a means of curbing the devastating effect of the yearly flood. Okay,
let me just do the Daily Guide quickly before we move on to My Joy Online. On the front page of the Daily Guide, Abesim cannibal case, tools into signs found on farm. Oponi ruling bad in law, Attorney General to the Supreme Court. Let's quickly go and do some entertainment, because we haven't done any entertainment stories this morning. I don't have a fake image to maintain. That's according to Vicky Suka. That's interesting. She has acknowledged that she's not a perfect human being and therefore does not have a fake image to portray something that she's not. Ekuapem Polo returns to twerking. Yeah, the story says Ekuapem Polo has returned to twerking several months after she put a stop to it due to her incarceration. So she has since apologized. Okay, this is the nude pictures bit. Now, she shared a video twerking to Sarkodie's song where he mentioned her name in a verse for twerking for Cardi B. Okay, yeah. AJ's Help the Needy Project donates to bedridden 34-year-old woman. Okay, that's about it for entertainment news on the Daily Guide. Okay, there's a couple more. Don't believe every headline you read. That's Joyce Blessing speaking there. And Todbe Ghana to organize cleanup exercise on Sunday. Back page, some football. Jorginho is Player of the Year. And Chelsea star, he beat N'Golo Kante and Kevin De Bruyne to be named UEFA's Player of the Year. Oh, this is according to leaks, actually, because they haven't actually done it yet. So, Keynes confirms that he's going to stay at Tottenham, invest in amateur boxing, Techi tells Corporate Ghana. And that's it for the Daily Guide. Do we have time to do the online review?
We should be able to. Okay, so let's get to My Joy Online and get to see the stories that we have there. Right. So, EC acknowledged receipt of reforms, promised to look at our proposals. That's a Siedun Kete. I believe he was speaking on PM Express last night. And the other stories we have, Abesim murder, we are petrified. And that's the Assemblyman saying that. And 2 MPs asked CHRAG to investigate defense and interior ministers over election 2020 deaths. We've seen murder again. Police retrieve intestines of victims from a cocoa farm. And English cannot be barrier for me. I taught for 21 years. That's how I come sing the fisheries minister.
I laugh enter something.
What's your problem?
It's just funny.
Oh, why?
No, I'm just...
I've seen murder. Police finds murder weapon. Attorney General wants Justice Onyuga back on the Puni case until gives government 2-week ultimatum to address concerns.
Alrighty, thank you, Israel, for bringing us that. And don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we bring you the sports. And of course, the show continues. There's us on the screen dancing.